It's time for the Sandbox news. Access to Sandbox has been opened up again. You can go to the new website, which has been renamed to Asset.Party, to try to get access. There was a crazy potential ARG, which may have led to the opening of this website. Other Sandbox updates include a new army outfit, a new game called Boomer, a bunch of bug fixes, including voice chat working again. There have been some UI and tools changes, and I worked on my zombie game a bit more. There's been a big Sandbox key revoke, so if you haven't opened Sandbox in the past 6 months, you don't have it anymore. Apparently about 2,500 people have been revoked, and they've opened up a new system for getting access. So if you go to the new Sandbox website, which has been renamed to Asset.Party, previously this was called s&works. If you're not logged in or you don't have access, you'll have a bar at the top of the screen that takes you to this page where you can attempt to get access to the preview. I believe how this works is periodically a handful of slots is added to the website here, and if there was a slot available, you could click it and get access. Previously, this page was a mystery with hidden buttons. This page could have been a potential ARG, and Josh Wilson figured it out. He went on a brave adventure to decode the cryptic text, trade with a mysterious man, and a ton of other mysterious ARG puzzles. And the next day, after doing all these puzzles, the new page unlocked. Now, it's possible this website just wasn't finished, and it's a coincidence that it went up the next day. But also, it's totally possible that Josh Wilson is the hero of Sandbox. He solved the ARG and enabled people to get access. Thanks, Josh Wilson, the hero of Sandbox. Let's take a look at the new Asset.Party website. Now, at first, I actually thought this was like a weird scam website, but it turns out this is real. This is actually the official Sandbox website. Not entirely sure why they chose Asset.Party. Maybe Sandbox is going to get renamed in the future? I don't know, that's just speculation, we'll find out. I don't entirely remember how the old website looked, but here's how the new website looks. So at the top, if you're logged in, it shows you a list of all the organizations that you're in, and below that we can see a list of all the popular Sandbox games. Keep in mind this website is still a very early work in progress. So if we click one, we can see the details, which currently just consists of a graph showing the player count and the version history. Looks like we can go back and view the organization. So here's all the games that FacePunch has released. If I go to my profile, it looks like none of this has been set up yet. Here's how you can get the blue name on Discord. If I go back and I click on my organization, looks like this is all the same stuff as before, just with a new look. In-game updates include the new army outfit. So there's a full new set of clothes for an army soldier. There's a vest, pants, shirt, and a helmet. There's no army shoes yet though. FacePunch made a new game in Sandbox called Boomer. Now, this is a fast-paced shooter inspired by old school shooters. So it's inspired by games like Quake and Unreal Tournament. You move around really quickly and you shoot the opponents with your weapons. You can double jump, you can do a ground slide to gain speed, you can dash twice, and you can climb up walls. Sometimes it doesn't seem to always work. So yeah, now it's working. There's a shotgun, a nail gun, a grenade launcher, a rocket launcher, a railgun, and a laser beam. Around the map, there's armor, health, and weapon pickups. You can really gain a lot of speed and just destroy noobs if you're really good at it. Now there's a secret on this map dockyard. If you go up here, on top of the shipping containers, there's actually a large health pickup, which gives you 200 health. That's so powerful, and such a crazy secret up there. There have been some updates to voice chat. Voice chat actually works again. So voice chat in Sandbox has had a long history of not working and being broken. I think it's been broke and fixed like 5 different times. Apparently players are supposed to have their mouths animated when they're using voice chat. However, when I tested it, that didn't seem to be the case. So I don't think that works currently. There have been a few other bug fixes. So for example, I don't think physics objects were dealing damage properly at high speeds. Now if you throw Minecraft Dream at a destructible prop, it'll actually break. Same thing with the glass. Physics objects will actually break the glass now. There have been some tools updates. In your game's project settings, you can now change the game category and the supported controller modes. So not many games have been set up for this yet. You can see, it looks like I'm the only one that tagged my VR game as working in VR. However, that might actually be the only working VR game in S&box. We can see these are the games that have been tagged with mouse and keyboard, and these are the games that have been tagged with controller support. So looks like it was mostly just me that updated the tags. So I'm sure we'll see more people tag their games in the future. S&box is really popping off right now with all these new players. There's so many lobbies. I haven't seen this many lobbies in a while. It's kind of a shame that most of the S&box games don't actually work properly. For example, Team Fortress Source 2 is mostly broken. A lot of the Face Punch games were actually broken until earlier today when I pointed it out to the developers. So Unicycle Frenzy and Mini Golf just didn't work. So all the new players were trying to play them, but they were broken. There have been a couple other minor tweaks to the UI. It looks like this has been moved, and there are some statistics up here. So frame rate, frame time, and memory. I updated my NPC Zombie game a bit more. I made a new menu icon. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this icon. I might change the font or adjust it even more. There's a funny thing that I had to do with this icon. So I zoomed in on the screenshot so much that it became blurry. So what I did is I had to run it through an AI upscaler to actually make it look good. So I thought that was pretty cool. Major changes to NPC Zombie Horde include a new health syringe. So if you're on low health, you can use it, and as you would expect, you heal up a bit. I also made your weapons show up on your character in third person. So we can see the extra gun is on the character, along with the character's pistol and grenade. So this is pretty cool. I don't think any other S&box games have really done this yet. I made it so players no longer collide with each other. Instead, they go through each other, but if you're standing inside another player, you'll both get pushed away a little, like what happens in a lot of other games like Team Fortress 2 or Minecraft. And finally, I updated the NPC pathing. So now zombies will actually chase you wherever you go, instead of being completely stuck on the pre-generated navigation grid. Now zombies will actually chase you through things like windows. If you jump out of a window, they'll follow you, and if you try to climb up onto a dumpster, they can actually jump up onto the dumpster and get you. So previously, the zombies were stuck on this predefined grid. So you can see the top of the dumpster is not connected to the grid. So the zombies would just get confused and they wouldn't know what to do if you stood up there. But now they can actually climb on top of objects and follow you. Also, previously, if zombies somehow got on top of an object that wasn't on the grid, they would just get stuck and they wouldn't be able to chase you off. But now they actually can. So this is pretty crazy, and it prevents players cheating just by standing on top of a flower pot. That's it. Subscribe for more S&box content, and thank you to my Patreon supporters.